Let's go! Do you have absolute certainty about how you go from hello to yes on what you're looking for?
Sean is a master. He teaches. It's not just about sharing the formula with you. It's about making sure that we learn.
I went from $100,000 in debt from law school to having no money and starting my own law firm on my credit card to selling it 4 years later.
Sean and I, we co-created massive victories in 2 unwinnable jury trials, which are recognized nationally now as top 100 jury verdicts.
To be even on the same track with you, who I respect and admire and love with all my heart.
Never again submit. You're not better and you're not less than any human on earth.
When you shared with us about the Unblinded process and the mastery sales training, I just went, wow.
Sean will gain proximity to the most influential and powerful people. He will find out how he can grow their business, how he can help them personally. But the third thing that he does is the most important. Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You have very, very high-performing colleagues.
22 years ago, you transformed my life as you did all these people's lives over the course of time. And I couldn't be more grateful. Let's hear it for Tony Robbins.
I don't see him as a lawyer, and I don't see him as a blind person. Someone who has subjugated his ego, who has taught me what serving really looks like.
You have this incredible ability to just have unconditional love for everyone, and that is just an incredible gift.
The moment you have been waiting for.
The American Blind Association is the first new face and voice of that association since Helen Keller.
Formula for formulas, which is exactly what I've learned from Sean. It's a language-based predictable model. We will have over 300 new sales meetings this month.
This superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. If you believe that, say yes. If you believe that, say yes. Do you think that worked?
Talking about.
Definitely. So Bella, we have some incredible guests here today. I'm going to kick this thing off with, should I do that? Shall I wait a minute? What do you think?
Fun Friday.
There he is.
There he is.
All right.
What is happening, you people? What is happening? Tina, let's do it. Who's here?
We have this business valuation expert, like expert witness company, online mediation services, divorce, partner disputes, Melissa Gregg, coming to us from St. Louis, Missouri. Welcome, Melissa, to The Real Raw.
Woohoo! Thank you.
Melissa, where were you in 2015 when we were a week away in July from the deadline for expert reports from the judge, and our unbelievably inept, and I don't like to say negative things and say a name, valuation expert was telling us that the most she could come up with was $1.5 million in damages. Like, and we were like losing our minds. We needed you. Why couldn't we find you?
I know. I guess it wasn't meant to be, huh?
No, but then a week later, we did find somebody amazing like yourself, and we found they got to an $11 million damage report. And then the trial, we got to a $27 million verdict with punitive damages. So it all worked out. But we would have saved a lot if we'd have found you and your amazingness.
I agree. I would have come up with a more ingenious strategy.
I am sure. So what is your fun fact?
Oh, my fun fact. I didn't know you guys were going to start with me first. My fun fact is I have 4 kids and somehow also am dressed and kind of have lipstick on. So I think that's impressive.
Oh,
This
reminds me of like the commercial from the 80s, like bringing home the bacon and frying it up in a pan. Amazing things are happening. So thank you for being here today, Melissa.
Thank you.
Yeah. Gina, rock star number 1. Who is rock star number 2?
Next up, rock star number 2 is partner at the law firm of Jones LLC. Gave birth to her first child 6 weeks before she took her bar exam in July 2000. This is Stacy Vakeness coming to us from New Jersey. Welcome, Stacy.
Ooh, Stacy's in New Jersey.
It's actually New York, upstate New York.
Oh, sorry, Stacy.
Come on, Gina. Gina.
I'm looking at
Come on, Gina.
I know. Stacey, I'm sorry.
Come on, Gina. We're telling you how amazing you are this morning. Stacey, welcome to the party. How are you?
Hello, how are you?
You're great. So what is your fun fact, Stacey?
My fun fact is that my children and my pets are named after Grateful Dead songs.
Oh my God, Stacey is super cool, and she's like a friend of Bella Verita's. So yes. So what are your children's names, if you don't mind?
Cassidy and Karina.
Beautiful, beautiful. Do you still convene at some times with Jerry Garcia? Like, do you meet him somewhere in certain journeys and things?
Well, he passed away quite a long time ago, but they have reformated.
I do know that. But in the world of Bella Verita, like journeys mean, intersecting with past lives and interesting things. Yes.
I don't do that.
Having a bit of fun.
I don't do that, but they still have reformulated the band in different formations, so I will still periodically go see them, the rest of the band.
Stacey, that is absolutely awesome. And what are you standing for? What's your mission in your legal practice? Like, what's the world mean to Stacey?
What I do is defend construction companies with workers' compensation accidents. It gets complicated and technical, but there's a compensation piece. There's also a general liability piece. If you don't limit the workers' compensation, the general liability goes into the millions. So we're working on keeping construction workers working, keeping their overhead low, keeping their costs manageable, and limiting extensive liability.
Awesome. Well, Stacey, thank you for that and for your very cool fun fact today about the Grateful Dead.
Welcome.
Gina, 2 rock stars down, literally somebody that names her children after rock stars. So we got to check.
We have Mr. Bernie Fransgrote, a networker of people and connector of ideas. Sean, co-founder of Creative Insight Consultants. He's a 36-year business developer. He is doing all kinds of incredible things in the world, a synergy architect. Welcome, Bernie, to The Real Raw.
Thank you.
Bernie, thank you for being here today. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. It's about 30 degrees centigrade outside. That'd be akin to about 80 degrees Fahrenheit. And we're cruising here in Ontario. Warm.
Ooh, we have a Canadian in the building. This is very fun. And welcome to the party. And what is your fun fact, Bernie?
I was born in Whitehorse. And if Whitehorse draws a blank, that's okay. It's up in the Yukon. It's not a how should I say, a paradise destination location. It was dead in winter, so no, definitely not then.
So Bernie, can I ask this? Are you a fan of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer in its claymation creation?
Well, I've had venison before, so maybe that's the wrong answer. Sure, I'm good. I'm good with the Christmas party favors. It's good.
Yeah. So Yukon Cornelius, who is Rudolph's friend. Another fun fact for us, appears every year with Rudolph, a live reindeer, at our Christmas and holiday party for 700 or 800 of our closest friends. So we want to cordially invite you, since you're from the Yukon. I think it would be amazing if you met Yukon Cornelius and we put that on video. So you're more than welcome to come to our Christmas and holiday party. Save the date, December 21st, 2021. And Bernie, thank you for being here.
That's funny. That's my birthday. So
that's amazing.
There's a double whammy.
How it works on Fun Friday. So Gina, we are having fun.
Yes. I was just going to say, and Bernie, I have to say, you look like the 20-year-old version of Yukon Cornelius a little bit right now.
I'll take the 20-year-old part. Yeah, my body might disagree with you, but that's okay. I can work with that.
Oh my goodness. So Gina, yes, we have rock star number 3. Who is rock star number 4?
Rock star number 4, Ms. Carrie Schultz. She is from New Jersey. I got that one right. She is saving men all over the place. Mr. Men's Right, Divorce and Family Law of New Jersey. Welcome, Carrie, to The Real Raw.
Thank you. That sounded very wrong at the beginning. All over the world.
Sorry, I did exaggerate world. Yes, all over the place. Carrie, here in the tri-state area.
Carrie,
Amazing. We're having Fun Friday. This is extraordinary. So, Carrie, what are you standing for in terms of men's rights? Like, what's present for you around these dynamics?
Sure. So, we represent professional men in divorce and family law matters who don't want to get railroaded or, as I say, screwed by the spouse or the system. That is my PC version of what I do. I have a non-PC version. I don't know if
I want to hear the
non-PC version.
The non-PC version is let us handle your bitch so you don't have to.
Where were you in round 2 for me, Carrie? Oh my goodness, that would have been helpful.
Round 2, you're my favorite client. I do know that, Sean. You and I are neighbors in Bergen County here. So
where are
my
you
office,
right now, Carrie?
Well, I'm at home, but my office is in Hackensack. And if you ask me a fun fact, I will refresh your memory in 10 seconds about something.
Oh, I would love you to refresh my memory. Bella, I'm sensing fun is about to occur.
I am sensing so.
Okay, so I have 2 fun facts, but a fun fact, Sean, I worked for you for 6 months in 2003 when you were in the Montvale. You had an office in Montvale, New Jersey. You had a partner.
Oh my goodness.
This ringing a bell?
Yeah, of course, I sold that first law firm to Jasmine John Claude. That is unbelievably amazing. It does ring a bell. That is wild, wild.
I was doing family law. Well, you and your partner brought me in to do some family law cases that you were exploring into. So
that is amazing. Well, welcome to the party, and obviously things have gone well since then for you.
Exactly. Thanks for having me.
Really, thank you for being here, Carrie. Bella, is that fun?
That is fun.
Yeah. There's another fun thing. I'm a ballroom dancer, Latin ballroom dancer, and I'm this little Jewish girl, and everyone was like, wait, what? What just happened here? So I'm pretty good at my salsa, and I hustle, and West Coast swing, and you name it, I can pretty much do it.
Well, Carrie dropping the ballroom mic. Rockstar number 4 is in the building. Gina, who we got?
We have this Cuban American attorney, also from New Jersey, counsel at Scarinci. I'm going to let you say Scarinci. I think that's it. Hollenbach, an alternative to national 250 law firm, New Jersey, New York, DC, focusing on public entity. Jorge de Armas, welcome to The Real Raw.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good to be here. How are you?
Awesome job, Jorge. Jorge, other than the fact that Gina perfectly segued this with Carrie's Latin ballroom dancing fun fact leading to your introduction, what is your fun fact?
My pets are named after comic book heroes. So.
Yes, love Jorge. So Jorge, what comic book hero? Are you first of all Marvel, DC, or both?
Both, but my pets are Harley and Domino. So Harley Quinn. So.
Oh my god, he's not. Not only is it named after a comic book character, it's a deep cut from the universe of Batman, sub-dynamic of the Joker. So Harley Quinn is present, super cool. And what is your take on the Joker in 10, 20 seconds or less?
My take on the Joker? I think he's misunderstood. There you go.
I had a feeling, because one does not name their pets Harley Quinn unless they think the Joker is misunderstood. So did you enjoy the Joker movie?
Yep. So.
Well, appreciating that, Jorge, very, very much. But if you were cross-examining the Joker, how do you think that would go?
So what happened?
If you were cross-examining the Joker, how do you think that would go?
Probably pretty good. Probably pretty good.
Right. I have no doubt. I'm hearing Jorge's confidence and certainty. Gina, what do we got?
All right, Sean. Next up, we have the influence sorceress, Ms. Bella Verita. You're going to introduce her?
So it is Fun Friday. It is Fun Friday, Bella Verita. This is the day made for you. It's made for you.
Yeah.
So Bella Verita started not only selling crafts on her front lawn, went on to 7-figure earnings based on network marketing, becoming the number 1 business broker in the state of Nevada. Now the chief influence sorceress and the keeper of co-hosting The Real Raw, impacting the world, but is a heart-centered, super fun person of immense and extraordinary influence who lights up the room, has ecosystem capital rising everywhere. It is Bella Verita, ladies and gentlemen. hear it for her on this fun Friday. Welcome, Bella, to your party.
Why, thank you, Sean Callaghy. So
What is your fun fact?
My fun fact is someone told me today that I became a queen because I got a crown. So a few hours ago, I had about 5 shots in my mouth. So forgive me for not laughing as much because it is quite painful at the moment to actually laugh. So it's very, very challenging. And my mouth is quite sore because I got a crown just a few hours ago. So I am now a queen, apparently.
Well, that is amazing. And we are immensely grateful that you're here today, leading off, co-hosting this party. And Gene, of course, you got this whole ball rolling. We are immensely grateful for you. I give you the thumbs up. Say thank you. Have a beautiful day. And we'll get this party started in the multiverse.
All right, everyone. Buckle up. Have a great time. Bye. Thanks, Sean.
Thank you. So listen, which way, Bella, are we going to get this party started?
Oh, I think Melissa's ready to get this party started.
All right, Melissa. So who would you like the influence sorceress to be today as we step into this party? She'll be anybody you want her to be. By the way, Unblinded team, if I get a little tech support and getting lit up, please. I'll be anybody you want her to be. This whole dynamic, we've had a lot of fun, a lot of energy, is really about this. The mission of Unblinded is for leaders to cause leaders to come together to make the world a greater place and to find ways to unpack and add value. And we're having a little fun joking around before, Melissa, with you about not being able to find you. The reality was, it was one of the most difficult, scary, problematic times of my life because we couldn't find anybody who was skilled enough, who cared enough,
and was able to resolve something that had been going on for 4.5 years for our client. And we finally figured out a unique theory of damages to bring our case to federal court. And because people sometimes lack the superpower of influence, in fact, often, it is difficult for people to discern who they should work with. So we were working with allegedly one of the top experts in the country, and they were actually horrible at what they did and left amazing amounts of money on the ground in their initial reports. We had to replace and do all sorts of things. So the idea of the Real Raw is how do people build their skill set as leaders of integrous influence so we can cause people to hear and understand us in the sea of messaging. We live in a sea of messaging in 2021. How do we cut through all that noise with a superpower of influence, knowing what to do with it, and having the self-mastery to avoid our fears of rejection and failure to get ourselves there? That's the name of the game. And this is a fun way to introduce that concept. And so Bella Verita will be anybody who want her to be. And Melissa, the challenge is that it would be something that's an important yes to you. So who would you like Bella to be?
Well, I think most of what we do is valuations for divorce or strategic planning. And Bella Verita seems like she is actually a business broker. So I'm wondering if we should go down her, or she could be a person getting divorced, and I could talk to her about valuations. So either for strategic planning for a company to sell or for divorce.
So Bella does now is help companies scale and grow and find and acquire talent. She was the #1 business broker in the state of Nevada, exited that situation a number of years ago. So Bella, would you like to go down the road of going through a divorce for yourself, or would you like to go through some valuation scenario for your company?
Whatever is in service for you, Melissa.
What's best for you?
We'll do a divorce then.
All right.
All right, Bella, you're getting divorced.
And you can be a business owner though. There you go.
All right. Sounds like a plan. Let's do it.
There you go.
Hello, Ring Ring.
Hi, this is Melissa.
Hi, Melissa. This is Bella calling. I was referred to you by a friend, Sally.
Oh, sure. So are you calling because you're getting divorced, or are you looking at other operations?
I am looking to get a divorce.
Okay. So have you currently filed for divorce? Have you told your husband? Have you talked about this?
I have not told him yet. I wanted to, I wanted to talk to an attorney first to it's my first divorce. So I'm not sure,
Sure.
to do. So
Yeah. So I actually provide business valuations and financial analysis for people getting divorced, but I'm not an attorney. So I don't typically offer the legal advice.
Okay.
But we deal with all the financial aspects. Does some of that involve? So we can talk about some of the planning and the process, and then I can certainly refer you to a few attorneys that you can talk about the legal process with. Would that be helpful?
Yeah. So tell me, because I do own a business as well. So I must have, just gotten confused with all the numbers that were referred to me, and I do have a business as well. So what is it that you do, and how do you normally help clients, and what do you think I should know?
Sure. So part of what we do is we work with the attorney and we kind of create a team. And so the attorney is going to handle a lot of the legal issues, and we're going to handle a lot of the financial issues. There's a lot of things involved with getting a divorce and a business. So we'd want to consider if you own the business before you got married, if you have separate or marital assets, and then the complexity of the other things that you own, like retirement, pensions, houses, things like that. We kind of holistically look at the whole picture and then together determine where we can be most beneficial.
Gotcha. Well, I do. We started the business together, but I am, the face of the company. I'm on everything. Like he's not really, he's there on paper, but nobody really knows that he exists. I'm not sure, how all of that works.
Sure.
So I'm not quite sure. I've got to take another call right now. However, maybe when I get back, we kind of circle back around and see where we go, because I definitely feel like I might need some advice.
Hey, Bella. Yes, I know that your friends are supporting you in this unfortunate situation. They're outside and they said they're ready to take you shark diving deep in the Keys with like tiger sharks and other things. So your car's waiting.
This sounds like fun. I hope there's champagne in the car.
Oh, excellent. So Melissa, excellent work. We will come back in a moment for round 2. Stacy, are you ready?
I am.
Okay, who would you like Bella to be?
Well, part of what I need to work on to excel where I am is working on getting the insurance brokers as personal clients, referral sources, friends, so that they can then hook me up with this construction company or this insurance company to get all of the work. And the brokers are key in that. So, and a broker that sells all kinds of construction insurance.
Bella,
liability, workers' comp, all that.
Bella, you are in Vegas building hotels and selling to all your construction people, all kinds of insurance. Sound good?
Sounds great.
Let's go.
Let's go to Vegas, baby. Hi, Stacy. It's Bella Verita.
Hi, this is Stacy Vakeness with Jones Jones. I'm so happy you called me. How can I help?
You were referred to me by my friend Sally, and I just want to find out a little bit more. I understand we might be able to do something together, so I needed to find out a little bit more about what you do and see if we might be able to support you.
Sure. My firm represents various types of construction companies and insurance companies in conjunction. For example, there's a large construction company, Turner Construction, do all kinds of stuff. I don't know if you've heard of Hudson Yards in downtown Manhattan. They were in charge of.
I wanted to buy a place there when I was living in New Jersey a few years ago.
So they were the overall contractor dealing with all of the little contractors that put that together. They provide one big insurance policy called an OSIP or a wrap-up policy to cover all of those insurance companies. And because of the nature of the relationship, generally a workers' comp injury, you cannot sue your employer. However, because Turner Construction is not the direct employer, they can have workers' comp and then they can sue Turner. So what we do is we work highly with Turner Construction. We also work with their GL, general liability defense attorneys, to share resources, get all the information together to make sure that we can limit any exposure on the workers' compensation side. Because once that, they have a finger injury that turns into a back and a head, and now they're permanently totally disabled.
Yeah.
We work to keep that limited to the finger, to the hand.
It's funny how that happens, right? How a finger issue can turn into a neck issue. It's very interesting how that happens.
Yes. So we work with the insurance company that's covering that injury. We work with Turner Construction, and then they'll have people defending the general liability action. We'll work all together as a team approach to make sure that we can limit that client's exposure on both ends. Because generally the general liability issue is going to be much higher. That's in the millions. But if we can keep that workers' comp to just one body part or get them back to work, then their general liability exposure goes way down. So what we like to do is we know that the insurance brokers are selling these.
Now, what if this finger issue is like they got bit by a dog, and then they want to say that this is now causing all these other problems? Is this something that we can mitigate?
Absolutely. We start with, in the beginning, what the first accident was. Many times there's an initial, there's a medic on site. They're filling out a report. We get that information. We see, he only reported a finger injury.
Hold on one second. I think one of my employees is calling me. He's got this dog biting issue. He keeps trying to flip for everything.
Yes. So Bella, my finger is still healing from the dog bite. But what is even worse is that one of the white tigers, formerly in Siegfried and Roy, has escaped, running around Vegas, and has attacked 7 employees so far. So there's all kinds of issues and things. So could you take the ball?
Yes.
Excellent. So Stacy, excellent work. And we're going to be back in round 2. So let's see what the judges have to say. Carrie, let's go 30 seconds of feedback in this first round. The beginning of influence starts with the opening of listening, the opening of listening. And the scoring in this round is how open was listening, how deep the connection, because depending upon the openness of listening and the depth of connection, information is less and less filtered, or in the opposite direction, more and more flows through. So let's go with first, what did you have for Melissa? 30 seconds, 15 seconds what worked in that regard, 15 seconds what could be optimized, and a score on a scale of 1 to 10. Please, Carrie.
A lot of instructions. Okay. I thought the bond and rapport was good, but I thought maybe asking more questions. That's always my sales process anyway. I don't give until I get. So I ask more questions to see if it's even in our wheelhouse before I spew out anything about me and the firm. I will eventually. I have a whole structure about that. So I think just asking more questions and digging deeper. And I'm out of time.
And your score for Melissa is?
Oh, what's the scale?
1 to 10.
10 being excellent?
One being she should probably just go to pooper scooping or something. Forget what she's doing. She should become a pooper scooper. And 10 being she is the #1 influencer on the planet, maybe a Sean Callaghy or a Tony Robbins.
Yeah, I probably put it about a 7.
Nice. Well, excellent job.
Good deal, Melissa. You don't have to go to pooper scooping. You don't have to.
I saved you.
and then for Stacy, what do you have for Stacy?
Oh, same thing. So Stacy, you went into lawyer brain, is what I call it, and it was a little over my head, and I'm a lawyer. So I would have liked, again, more questions for you to really understand what I'm looking for, and then you can internally assess it. But the lawyer brain part of it, I sort of tuned out a little bit, to be honest. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be mean or anything, but so I just think maybe listening more, less words.
And your score for Stacy is?
About a 5.
All right. Well, thank you for that feedback. Carrie, let's go to Jorge. Jorge, please, what did you have for Melissa?
Melissa's deliverance was good. Was engaging. I think that that's necessary when you're doing a sales pitch, is to make sure you make a connection with your audience. I think that was done there. So out of a score of, I would give her a 7 as well on that.
Nice. And how about for Stacy, please?
For Stacy, I liked her technical work. I think it's good, especially for the kind of work that she does. I think that the fact that she used terms would prod somebody to ask if they don't know exactly what she's talking about. At least it shows that she knows what she's talking about to somebody who's not initiated or does not know what the terms are. So I would also give her a 7 as well on that. I like that about her.
Thank you for that, Jorge. How do you feel about Batman, Jorge?
Excuse me?
How do you feel about Batman?
I think Batman's not a superhero. It's just a guy with a lot of gadgets. So.
Yeah. Right. Excellent job, Jorge. I had a feeling that was going to be the answer. So Jorge, here's a quick fun fact. This is on our wall here. Some, I think the Joker's in there. And is Harley Quinn in there also? I'm blind, by the way. So Bella, do you see Harley Quinn?
That's nice.
I don't know.
No.
I don't see her.
I don't think
Oh, she's behind one of the windows in the building, waving.
There we go. Perfect. All right. So excellent. So let's drop in with Bernie. So Bernie, what did you have first, please, for Melissa?
Certainly. So not being a lawyer, if you don't know where your client's coming at or where their headspace is, always figure that out. And if they're not going to be attentive for the entire call because they're handling and juggling, you might want to reschedule that session, which is a good thing, because then if they're going to come back, then you're kind of cementing the deal. Because if they're in panic mode at one end, anything you're going to say, having worked in a hospital, I've talked to people that were under duress or stress, medical situation, and anything you told them landed and fell off, right? And they'll remember that you had a conversation, and then they'll remember that I have to do something, and they'll probably be out of context what you want them to do. And the same thing for you, Stacy.
What was your score for Melissa?
What's that?
Your score for Melissa?
Oh, you're getting there faster for me there. I'd peg you at a 7. I mean, if I've been in business long enough to understand the ramifications, like especially from the Stacy perspective, I already would have been tuned in. If I've been a long time business owner, I go, oh yeah, I remember this. Got to do this, right? And gather information. Anytime you have an incident here in Ontario, workman's comp kicks in, and then there's litigation that can possibly happen either against workman's comp or the company, or the Ministry of Labor kicks in which case they become real ugly, because they have the force of law and can enter your premises without warrant. They can literally come in and go, you do this, give me this now. So scoring 7, and Stacy 7 too. It just one thing I would recommend is, like, again, tech jargon. If I'm not in that tech, it'd be like me talking about computer chat or medical procedures and using acronyms, right? It's like, get to know your customer where their headspace is.
Very nice. Excellent work. Thank you, Bernie, for that. Melissa, Stacy, excellent job in round 1. We're going to reverse it in round 2. Bella is back from chasing white tigers around Vegas, Stacy, and please take us in, Bella.
Hi, Stacy. I'm back.
Hello. How was your trip?
My trip was fantastic.
That's
I'm
awesome.
still dealing with this employee with the dog bite, and then he's like, I don't know, trying to say there's neck problems and leg problems, and I'm sure there's definitely some head problems.
Ow, my neck.
Well, how we would approach that would be to first investigate what was initially reported. Does your firm or your clients have initial accident reports that they require to be filled out within 24 hours?
Of course, yes.
Okay, so we would ask for that. We would also request HIPAA release so that we could get any initial medical records to make sure we have initially what was reported. And has he come back to work, or is he still out of work?
He's come back to work.
Okay. And is he doing what he did before? Do you have to give him any accommodations?
I mean, we're always making accommodations, but we do the best we can.
Okay. in that type of situation right now, if your expenses are being limited because you're not paying him for being out of work, he's coming to work, you're paying him wages, you're not incurring any hits on your insurance for paying indemnity benefits. Where your problems might come in is paying medical benefits if he's adding these other sites in. What is he saying that he injured now? His neck?
Yeah.
Ow.
Like
Ow.
dog.
Ow.
He's always whining.
And do you know how long after the accident that happened? Like he started saying his neck was hurting him?
I would say probably within, I don't know, like maybe 4 or 5 days.
Oh, okay. Do you know if sometimes there's a scuttlebutt around the office, if he was out partying in Vegas, or does he ride motorcycles, any kind of...
Oh, he's a big partier.
Okay.
He is always out partying like crazy. Yeah.
Did that neck complaint start like after a weekend maybe? Or you don't remember?
You know what? It might have started after a weekend.
All right. So then we have options to do what we call a medical sweep. We can see if he treated anywhere in those 5 days that we don't know about. We can investigate those records and see if he went to an emergency room, he fell off a table, he fell off his bike, never know, and see if he reported a neck injury and now he's trying to get it in.
He might have fallen off of the table. He's blind and he's always crawling on tables, so that could happen too.
Belle, I have such a headache. Rehab was just crazy at the Hard Rock. So I'm sorry. Do you have a phone call about the Tigers again?
Oh boy.
So Stacy, excellent job.
Great role play from a man who has one cocktail in an entire year. So great job at playing a hungover man.
I don't think I've had an alcoholic beverage in 2021. But yes,
Probably not.
Probably not. So excellent job, Stacy. We'll be back in a moment. Melissa, Bella is back and she needs support. She's getting potentially fleeced from this no good ex-husband to be. So here we go.
Hello, Melissa, I'm back.
Hi, Bella. So I think we kind of cut off our conversation short last time. And I was wondering, you had said that you needed a little bit of help. You haven't talked to your husband yet about the divorce.
I wanted to have all my ducks in a row, first, because we have the business together, but I'm the face of the company. So I didn't know if there was things I should do before.
Sure. So how long were you married?
16 years.
16 years. Do you have any children?
No children.
Okay, no children. And you started this business together. Do you have any other businesses?
No, he's got some other businesses, but this is the only one that I'm involved with.
Okay. And did he start all of those businesses after you got married, or were there any before?
Yes. No, all of them after we got married.
All after. Okay. And what state do you currently live in?
Florida.
Florida. Okay. And what are some of your concerns about this process, or things that you want to know before you talk to him?
I think my main concern is, he's got several businesses. This is the only one that I run. So I just want to be able to take this business. And so my main concern is if there's anything that, that I should set up prior to, or just, anything I should be proactive about before, I inform him that we are getting a divorce.
Yeah. So some of it's emotional and some of it's financial through this process. And so I think from a financial standpoint, you don't really want to do anything because everything's going to be transparent. So everything's going to come and be discoverable and people are going to be able to see. So you don't want to do anything huge. But in general, you kind of have to look at everything that you own, including the businesses, are going to fall into one of two buckets. They're either going to be a bucket on your side or a bucket on his side. Now, everything doesn't need to be split down the middle. So there is an opportunity for you to keep one business and maybe he keeps other businesses, or
that would be ideal.
Yeah. So it's really looking at the entire picture first and then determining, what sort of business valuations and things like that. So there is stuff that you can do before you file or before you talk to them But it's really, we would have to know a little bit more about your situation and walk through. One way that we can start working together before you actually file would just to be working on an hourly basis and kind of just for advice about the finances. Does that
Hey, Bella,
something you would be interested in sitting down and talking about?
I would definitely.
yeah, excellent job, Melissa. Bella, I'm so sorry. Denise, Nicole, and Brandy are outside. They want to cheer you up some more. And your stilt walking lessons are ready to go?
My stilt walking lessons. I bet Nicole's the one that organized that.
Outstanding. So, Melissa, great work. Are you ready, though, Melissa, to have some more fun?
Yes.
Stacy, are you ready to have some more fun on Fun Friday?
Yes.
Okay.
Be
So,
careful, because Sean seems to think he's really fun. So be careful what you ask for.
so yes, we have a number from 1 to 10 under the table. And Melissa, what number do you think that is?
3.
Okay. Stacy?
7.
Jorge, what number do you think it is from 1 to 10 under the table?
3.
Okay. Well, we have 2, 3. So we had 3 taken already by Melissa.
5.
I'm sorry, what number?
5.
Okay, 5. Got it. And Bernie, what number? 1 to 10?
9.
And how about Carrie? What number?
I'd say 6. I take 6.
Melissa has it. It was a 4. It's the Price is Right rule. She was closest without going over. So Melissa, here's the deal. You get to put, if you like, get to put me on the hot seat now. Put me on the spot, just like you and Stacy were, of having to go from hello to yes about anything. So would you like to set the scenario that puts me on the spot, or would you like to pass that option off to somebody else here?
All of it. I want to interview you and choose the concept or something.
No, I'm the one that has to get the yes. So you tell me, and the only request is that it's an integrous yes, like not swampland and Scottsdale. It's an integrous yes, but however hard you want to make the scenario, whatever it is, or easy. I've been famous real people, charitable, work, accountants, lawyers, financial services, whatever you choose, I will have to go from hello to yes.
Okay. I guess somebody, I don't know if I totally understand the situation. I think that what I would want to know about all of this is, how do you integrate spirituality and leadership, and how do you bring it together to do better in the world? Is that no?
Whoa, sure. That's excellent. Okay. And so how about that I am trying to convince you as some very, let's go Scrooge-like attorney who is running a law firm about seeing things slightly differently on a more spiritual, contribution-oriented journey.
Okay.
Is that fair? Okay. So, and what would you like your name to be as the Scrooge-like attorney leader?
Mel.
Mel. Okay. Hey, Mel. My name is Sean. I really appreciate you taking the time. And what's happening?
Well, I'm having a problem. I know we have the pandemic, and I need everybody to come back to work, and everybody wants balance in their life, and I'm getting frustrated. So tell me how I can get these people to work harder.
Yeah, well, I'm hearing you, Mel. And so can I ask you this? I know you're leading this amazing 300-person firm. Clearly, your leadership is present. I'm hearing frustration in your voice. I'm hearing urgency. Clearly, wonderful principles of leadership, for sure. But what's the mission? Like, what are you looking to do? And by the way, when I say mission, don't hear me just talking about balance and softness and sitting in a circle and singing Kumbaya. I mean your mission, your purpose, your outcome. What makes your heart sing and makes you wake up and really feel the urgency that is present in our call.
Well, I mean, you mean for work or personal?
Both. What's the mission for work?
Well, I mean, the mission for work is just to make more money. Personally, I'll deal with fulfillment on that side.
Got it. Awesome. So, how is that working for you so far? Where's your current level of fulfillment? Scale 1 to 10.
Probably 5 or 6. You know, you can always make more money, and I think everybody needs to work hard. Nobody works as hard as I do.
Listen, I am present to that, Mel. And why do you work as hard as you do? Like, what's the ultimate outcome? Because let me set a frame. So I think people want more money in a continuum. They want more money because they want to buy things, or they want to create more time freedom, which is the second thing they want, to create scale and freedom for the third category, for magic, for impact, contribution, legacy, fulfillment, to be remembered, to stand for something. So money, time, and magic. For you, how are those fitting together, and which of those are kind of pulling you the most right now? Money, and if so, why? Time, leverage, scaling, if so, why? And magic, for what reason? So which of those is pulling you and why?
I think that, right now we're trying to build the empire, and then eventually I think that'll lead to us having more time. But I have enough money. I really want time. I want everybody has a break. I don't get a break so that I can do some of my magic. Right.
Yeah. And what's the magic you want to create in the world? No.
I want business to work different. I want business to be more equal with people who work there. And, but they need to work harder for me to pass all that along.
Yeah, I hear it. So listen, I know we're running a little short on time. And what I'm going to propose to you, Mel, is that if anything resonates that we're talking about, we could spend 30 minutes to 60 minutes unpacking a little bit, but I want to see if there's alignment first. So can I share a little bit about what I see in our conversation and how you might get to your outcome?
Yes, that would be great.
Yeah. So I'm pretty certain, actually I'm positive, that the reason that people work anywhere is because they can grow personally, professionally, and financially. Take away any of the three and you have a leadership challenge. And the idea of leadership, of course, isn't just telling people what to do. And it's distinct from management, which is really holding people more accountable and working their skill. Leadership and the causing of leadership at exponential levels is about truly engaging vision for people. Now, I get where you're coming from. I completely get the idea that everybody wants balance in the words they say. But I think the concept of balance might associate and relate potentially to what you were sharing, is this bifurcation of work and personal. And business is a spiritual game. And that's not meant to sound soft. Some of the greatest leaders in the world, like Mark Benioff, who built Salesforce, an $18 billion with a B dollar company, provide some of the most miraculous benefits on the planet. They have meditation rooms and they make unbelievable amounts of money. Somebody like a company like Google, who works incredibly hard, again, has a very unique, sophisticated environment of causing and duplicating leadership. So there's a company like Zappos, and so do a lot of smaller entities. So it's the dynamic of how do you tap in so people really aren't working, they're mission purpose driven. So they feel that they're fulfilled, they're growing personally and professionally, while they're also making more money, because we do live in a capitalist structure. And I think that the final piece I would share, the misassociation when it comes to money, is that it's distinct from spirituality, from impact. In fact, some of the work that I've been privileged to do in raising millions of dollars in the last 6 months for charity has been related to the concept that success is important. And it's when you bring contribution, spirituality, a desire to compete and succeed together in a vibrant, alive environment, just like Herb Brooks did in Miracle on Ice, maybe not the exact same mechanism, but where people are working for something that's larger than themselves. So that's the space that I like to operate in. I love your urgency. I love your frustration because you care. You have a vision. You desire more for these people. And there's probably just a little bit of leakage in your leadership, not a negative thing, just we all have leakage. I have leakage, you have leakage, we all do. That's causing just a slight miss to enroll people's hearts and souls in the mission, which includes not only, of course, money, but time and magic. And that concept of balance can get easily moved away. And a final thought, final, is the concept of balance, I think, is utterly ridiculous. I agree with you. There's times of unconscious balance where different areas that we focus on creates exponentially residual results compounding over time. And if your team understands that, and you understand at a deeper level, higher level mastery, that the hours you're putting in don't need to be linear, the same, and that you don't trade money and time forever, that you're compiling ecosystem relationship capital with leverage as you help people grow personally, professionally, and financially, so they see their future in you. If any of that resonates, we should spend some more time. And if it doesn't, I completely understand. So how does that resonate or not for you, Mel?
I think it does resonate. I think that I will just have a hard time being vulnerable because I'm the leader. And I don't know if I want people to know all that about me.
Yeah, sure. The greatest access for leadership, and you could write this down and take it to the bank. The greatest access you could ever have for true leadership is vulnerability. As soon as you begin to step into the fact that you're perfectly imperfect, what your deepest and greatest fears are, the areas that you're working on yourself, that is what's going to cause a ripple effect of leadership, because people don't do what we say, they do what we do. And so if you have that vulnerability, it will become infectious. Growth mindset as opposed to fixed mindset will grow. I mean, it will expand and you'll have something. So again, if that resonates, I'd love to talk more.
It does. I think this would be a good conversation to continue. I don't feel like I can talk to a lot of people about this.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Well, that was fun. Out of role. How do we do in that dynamic?
Are you asking me? I think it was
Yeah,
great.
yeah. Yeah. How did that feel for you?
I think it felt good. I think you resonated with what you thought that I was going through and maybe things that were going in my head.
Cool. Well, thank you for that. Stacey, how'd that feel for you?
It was interesting to listen to, and a lot of things that the way that you are bringing her in and changed her attitude, things that I can work on myself.
Well, awesome. Bella, your thoughts?
So my first thought is, Sean, is you will never have to be a pooper scooper. That's for sure. Because that was not in the one or two, definitely influence mastery. What I loved most is how you took someone who, was kind of cranky and not open to being open and, being willing to share, even give it a try and share information and just the way that you can open people up through the formula, which I am about to hop. So I think I do want to say really quickly, because I have to hop a couple of minutes early today, because it's at the top of the hour and I have an interview, is every Monday night at 7 p.m., Sean actually unpacks, because there's a formula for what he did with Melissa, the ability to go from hello to yes, to build deep emotional rapport, to open listening and influence people to say yes. And we all want more yeses in our businesses, because that's how we have more time, money, and magic. So if you're looking for some more time, money, or magic, you definitely want to join us on Monday night. And if not, and you'd rather be pooper scooping on Monday night, that's your business. You can definitely do that instead. But we definitely hope to see you back on Monday night. Sean, thank you for having me. And I will see you again soon.
I'll see you again soon. So guys, real quick, let's go for a quick roundup. So Carrie, thank you for being here. Any final thoughts? How was your experience today with us on the Real Raw?
Oh, it was great. Very informative. And I learned, I took some good nuggets away. So thank you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you being here. How about yourself, Jorge? How was your time with us on the Real Raw?
It was interesting. I like the comments. Nice meeting everyone. And seeing that everybody is going through have the same thoughts, even though we're in the pandemic separated, are all, in a common thoughts, especially Melissa's thoughts about the remote working and people not wanting to work and all that, and the spirituality aspect of work. Interesting.
Yeah, and again, from my heart, Jorge, I own a 125 person law firm. We have offices in 5 states. We've been blessed and privileged to actually accelerate during this time frame. And we are certainly perfectly imperfect, but the dynamic of how we tap into what drives people at the highest of levels. So that's the space that we operate in. So that role play was actually, directly on point. It's the space that we live in and exist in and grow in. And so I really, again, appreciate your comment. And I appreciate you being here, Jorge. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bernie, how was your experience with us today, my friend?
My experience was great. the commonality, I've attended a meeting in Scotland virtually, of course. Wouldn't mind doing a direct out there because then you get real Scotch. But so I have to work with what I got, and the issues are the same. Not getting out. They've been on lockdown a little bit longer, and they just opened up, so they're unthrottling. Great session, a good practice run, and like Melissa and Stacy, you got your work cut out for you. As Melissa, the only thing I would say is, if the person's working with an accountant, tap into that part. Whoever's managing the money for whoever, because it'll save you some headache. And Stacy, if that person's ever been trained, had a safety training that says, please don't do this, and they did it, that strengthens your position. So that's, those are the kind of the parts that hang in there, and it's really good. And from the spiritual side, yeah, because if you're not in harmony with what's going on around you, you be driven, you get blinders on. Just money's the key, right? And eventually you won't have any. And if you do, you're going to be doing the Charles Dickens novel, come Christmas Day, right? Meeting the three ghosts, and that's a figurative moment, but yeah. So, lighten up, enjoy, and just sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry, Bernie. Finish, please.
And so at the end of the day, lighten up and start enjoying it. Enjoy, smell the coffee and enjoy what's happening around you, because some of it's very temporary. Because if you're that focused on your money, you're not going to be focused on your family or things that matter to you, right? And if things change up and you're not doing lawyer work or valuations, what can you do? Right. I spent 36 years inside a hospital institution, and the last 20 of it was business development. And so now it's changed up. I'm dealing with hypochlorous acid, which is, anyhow, long story at the sidebar, but it's diversified, and just life's going along fine.
Well, thank you for that, Bernie. And as a additional fun fact on this fun Friday, Ebenezer Scrooge kicks off our Christmas and holiday party every year, and that is a true fun fact, and leads the procession into the main room. So we do have some fun and agree with the magic component and spirituality of all this. Melissa, excellent work today. Appreciated the role play and scenario we did together as well. How was your experience with us?
Oh, I think it was great. I think that, you do get too far in your own business that you want some feedback, and, it's hard. It's a little bit harder here to do this. I think whenever I have more time or somebody calls, they've probably watched our videos or they know some, so I'm not always selling, I'm just kind of telling them something. But I think that all of the feedback is helpful. And I think that leaders do want to find a way to be more authentic to their people.
All day, every day. And, a thought for everybody is, what business are you in? What business are you really in? And what business do you need to be in? And it doesn't mean that you need to change any part of what you do. It's just when we think of ourselves as a business attorney or family law attorney or an accountant or tax preparer or chiropractor, we begin to limit ourselves from really serving all the more holistically oriented needs of people, which starts with listening. Oprah Winfrey said she held a microphone for 30,000 people because she said, I see you, I hear you, and what you say matters to me. And that for all of us might just be the greatest value we can give anybody we work with. So again, Melissa, thank you so much. Stacy, how was your time with us? And great work.
It was very helpful, because for the firm I work for, I've been a remote employee since the entire time I worked there, so I don't get a lot of feedback from other people, and a lot of on my own. So this was actually really helpful to, especially what Carrie had to say about that. I should start off more conversational, and I know that just stuck out to me right away. So it was very helpful.
Yeah. Awesome. Never let anybody frame us. We're not lawyers, we're not doctors, we're not cooks and Indian chiefs. We're human beings listening to people, connecting and adding value. So you did that for us today. Hopefully we did that for you at some level as well. Truly appreciate each of you. More than 3,000 people have been on The Real Raw. You have joined those ranks. And if this is the completion of our journey together, We wish you the greatest success and money, time, and magic, but hopefully it's just the beginning because there's a lot more here. So thank you. Have a beautiful, fun Friday.
Thank
you. Thank you.
Yes. Oh, and yes, thank you, brother, for jumping in and learning to see. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank
Take care.
It might seem crazy.